In the same press conference, Mike Johnson is asked about Donald Trump's meme coin. Now, Donald Trump has actively been selling a cryptocurrency from the office of the presidency, from the Oval Office. He's been doing this. Let's take a look at it. Just in the end of April, he was offering a dinner to the top meme coin holders, the top 25 of them. The website for Trump meme coin says its 220 biggest holders who are invited to a private gala on May 22nd, the most exclusive invitation. According to crypto trading platform Coinbase, $Trump, like he's fucking Kesha must be so mad, jumped by more than 70% after that announcement. Just after that announcement. But it remains well below the record high of more than $74 reached shortly after its launch in January. Digital currency is one of several crypto-related ventures started by businesses linked to Trump, who has called himself the crypto president. Again, the tokens circulating are currently worth around $2.5 billion. They were released just before his inauguration on January 20th. Look at this. Have dinner with President Trump. Does that look anything like fucking Donald Trump? Who is this guy? What is this? What kind of AI bullshit is that? First of all, we know he's on the Ozempic, or I'm sorry, the fat shot drug. You know, the fat shot drug. So obviously, Melania also has a cryptocurrency. We also have signed the strategic Bitcoin reserve, the digital asset stockpile. And somehow this is all fine and good with the Democratic Party. Hang on, I will get to that story in half a second. But first, let it be known that Mike Johnson sees nothing wrong with selling a cryptocurrency and meme coin from the office of the president. There's nothing to hide, even though by his own admission, he has no idea what is happening.
Mr. Speaker, you were very critical of President Biden and his family's foreign business dealings. You supported an impeachment inquiry as a result of it. Are you equally concerned about President Trump's family's business dealings, especially given the fact that he is in a region now where his family has billions of dollars of investments in Doha and Saudi Arabia, and the fact that he has a crypto business now where he's auctioned off access to the White House for the highest bidder in his meeting?
Okay, the question, if you can't hear it well, is basically you were very upset at the possibility that Hunter Biden would use his status as the son of the former vice president to, you know, work with Burisma or get any money or any jobs, right? And yet here is the president using the Oval Office as basically his own personal piggy bank and selling a fake currency as president. Does that concern you at all?
Look, there are authorities that police executive branch ethics rules. I'm not an expert in that. My expertise is here in the House. Okay, I will say that the reason many people refer to the Bidens as the Biden crime family is because they were doing all this stuff behind curtains, but in the back rooms. They were trying to conceal it, and they repeatedly lied about it, and they set up shell companies, and the family was all engaged and getting all on the dole. Whatever the President Trump is doing is out in the open. They're not trying to conceal anything.
Mr. Speaker, the investment in the meme coin.
Wait, hang on. What's my favorite part about this is, well, if you do bribes in the open, they can't be bribes. If you openly solicit money, nobody can accuse you of soliciting. What? How does that make it any better? If it's still a crime, it's still illegal, it still violates the emoluments clause. We had Walter Schaub, who resigned under the first administration on this show multiple times. The Office of Government Ethics, the disclosures, the withholding. In fact, Paige, our producer, did a story on this very thing.
Folks are not transparent. We do not know who those people are.
I don't know anything about the meme coin thing. I don't know. I can just tell you that, I mean, President Trump has had nothing to hide. He's very upfront about it, and there are people who watch all the ethics of that. But I mean, I've got to be concerned with running the House of Representatives, and that's what I do.
Oversight, though, that's the congressional responsibility, isn't it?
Congress has oversight responsibility, but I think so far as I know, the ethics are all being followed. So yes, sir.
Okay, wait. As far he's got nothing to hide. I have no idea how it works. I don't know how it works. I don't know anything about this meme coin. But if Donald Trump is doing it, then it's probably fine. It's probably all on the up and up. Do we understand what is happening right now? I mean, he's probably getting a kickback himself, but this is freaking wild. And I did want to because page of this show worked on this piece, is a very, very in-depth piece about the VIP seat at Donald Trump's crypto dinner cost $2 million. Wired tracked how they did it. 10 days from now, 220 crypto investors will sit down to a lavish three-course dinner and enjoy, quote, stunning views of the Potomac River with U.S. President Donald Trump at his 600-acre golf club in Washington, D.C. To earn an invitation, all they had to do was buy a boatload of the president's crypto coin. The dinner was announced April 23rd. We talked about that. Attendees were selected based on who had spent the most on Trump and held their coins the longest between the announcement date and the deadline, 1:30 p.m. Eastern today. This was, I think, yesterday. 225 qualifying attendees had to hold or purchase at least 4,196 units of Trump coin worth about $55,000 at the time of writing. The 25 largest holders will enjoy an even more intimate experience, including a VIP tour, an exclusive reception before dinner with your favorite president. Want to bet it's like, it's not him. It's just like, hey, we exhumed the body of Reagan. To qualify for the reception, these VIPs held around 325,000 Trump coins, on average worth $4.3 million. The biggest spender, an investor going by the name Sun, topped the leaderboard with around $1.43 million Trump coins worth over $19 million. The wallet going by Sun sold nearly $1 million worth of Trump before the contest ended. Many have speculated whether the wallet belongs to Chinese-born billionaire Justin Sun. According to a New York Times report, the coins belong to an exchange for which Sun is a global advisor. Gee. So you're just buying with other people's money from your own fake coin market. Sun did not respond to a request for comment. Despite the scoring system favoring investors who held Trump coins the longest, the number of qualifying VIPs entered the competition at a late stage. In sixth place on the leaderboard, an investor going by the pseudonym Wu, oh God, I'm like, Wu, Sun, are these all just Chinese billionaires? Bought 1 million coins, now worth over $13 million, on May 6th and sat on them until the end of the competition. At the bottom of the leaderboard, small investors fought over the final remaining dinner places. Oh my God. One investor going by the username Hehe almost doubled their Trump holdings in a series of purchases in the hours before the deadline, earning themselves a seat at the dinner. Oh my God. Nothing but honey traps. Nothing but people who just want access to this presidency. It's nothing but like Saudi princes, Gulf state princes, Chinese billionaires, Russian weapons dealers. Conversely, having comfortably secured their places, around 35 of the 220 gala attendees had already sold off nearly all their Trump holdings by Monday morning, presumably to shield themselves from any further drop in value. Analysts had predicted a slump in the prices after the spaces of the dinner were confirmed and the immediate incentive to hold the coin evaporated. Jesus Christ. In the days after trading of the meme coin began, the 20% of Trump coins released into circulation surged in value to $14 billion. On paper, Trump's net worth had increased by tens of billions of dollars overnight. So here you see they did this graph. Oh my God. I think I'm understanding this correctly. Okay, since the dinner was announced, and then how much of each coin people had. All these folks. Jesus, this is a lot of work. Good job, Paige. The value of the coin has since dropped more than 80% from its peak when Trump announced the dinner. However, it was a trade. Yeah, they did it on purpose. They announced the dinner on purpose because the value of the coin was going down. And they were like, we need to figure out some way to, juke it again. And all the rubes who didn't make it to the top 25 were the ones, I mean, I don't know. I think it's also kind of a rube move to spend $19 million to have dinner with the fucking president. The cryptocurrency industry is in the midst of a major lobbying push to get pro-crypto legislation through Congress. The sticking point is in the Senate, where to get around the filibuster's 60-vote requirement, at least 7 Democratic votes would be needed, assuming every Republican supports it. That support seemed to be forthcoming until Donald Trump started using crypto for some of his habitual mind-boggling corruption. Just days before taking office, he launched a meme coin, the Dinner. Then Trump launched his own stable coin, USD1, that is a crypto token whose value is supposedly pegged to the dollar. And in May, an Abu Dhabi investment fund announced that it would use that coin to facilitate $2 billion purchase of the crypto exchange Binance. That was too much for these Democratic senators to stomach, but not for long. Semaphore reports that pro-crypto Democrats, that is, the ones who collected millions in crypto campaign contributions, have gotten a few token concessions, but nothing whatsoever that would stop Trump's corruption spree, and this is likely enough to get it through. Sources familiar with the negotiations have confirmed to the prospect that a vote is planned for next week. As things stand, it will probably pass. It's important to remember that crypto has not ever demonstrated any legitimate business use case at scale. Overwhelmingly, it's used for pure financial speculation and crime, both scams internal and to the system, like rug pulls, pump and dumps, wash trading, and is also good old-fashioned robbery and or money laundering by drug cartels, human traffickers, North Korea. The crypto bill is just about the worst of all the worlds. As Democratic staffers and the Senate Banking Committee point out, the regulatory protections are all but meaningless. The bill says that Consumer Financial Protection Bureau protections exist, but it doesn't explicitly grant it authority over the industry, nor note that Trump has torn the guts out of the agency. And it is an attempt to shut it down entirely. It says that stable coins can't have misleading names and that suggest they are backed by the government, but it carves out USD, which is what Trump's and most of the big ones are fucking called. Worse, it effectively blows a giant hole in U.S. criminal law. Not only would stablecoins issued by foreign companies outside of American regulations be allowed to circulate on the U.S. exchanges under this bill, but they could do so even if issued by offshore companies that refuse to comply with U.S. court orders to stop terrorist financing and money laundering. But please, keep on denying students their own diplomas when they speak out about Gaza. Please keep on equating children's stars like Miss Rachel with terrorist organizations and allow an entire shadow financial market to flourish that literally enables terrorist organizations, human traffickers, the very people that the Trump administration ostensibly is locking up. I'm sorry, no. Those are just law-abiding grandmothers who are just checking in with immigration enforcement. This is insane. And the fact that the Democrats are, so basically what they're going to do is they're going to pass a bill that seems to be regulating crypto, but actually does not regulate crypto at all. That is what is about to happen next week. That is according to the American Prospect. In addition to allowing Trump to collect as many payments from foreign governments as they care to provide, a flagrant violation of the Constitution, by the way, and opening up a big juicy opportunity for drug dealers and terrorists the world over, this bill would further enable crypto to intertwine itself with the financial system. Wall Street firms are already getting into crypto products. As the Senate staffers point out, an independent analysis suggests that this bill would cause the stablecoin market to inflate by up to 10 times to $2 trillion. When crypto suffers another galloping financial crisis, as it did in 2022, Ryan Cooper says, I'd bet this time enough Wall Street banks and Silicon Valley firms will be at risk that they'll get a 2008 style bailout with taxpayer money, the last and biggest scam of them all. We are so fucking cooked. If Democrats do not use the power of the filibuster to stop this bill from getting through, Jesus. There is a David Dayen covered the temporary setback, but it seems like a bill that didn't pass earlier, but it seems like next week it's going to pass. Again, with the likes of Ruben Gallego, Arizona, what is going on with y'all? The cosmetic changes are being negotiated by Ruben Gallego and Mark Warner, which also be used to justify Democratic agreement with the bill. It came so late in the process that they cannot been turned into legislative text. Democrats wanted a short delay to turn that around. The bill will work itself out next week. If Republicans memorialize the changes that pro-crypto Democrats secured into the bill, that seems like the likeliest scenario. Oh my fucking God. Ruben Gallego is such a piece of shit. Not only voting for the Laken Riley Act, but by the way, Ruben Gallego has been actively courting the crypto industry. And this is where we need to draw the line in the sand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Jasmine Crockett, but she's also been pro crypto in the past. No. There is a line. It's not sand, it's mud. We need to draw that line. You do not accept crypto money. And granted, I don't know what Jasmine Crockett's thoughts are now, but like, as one of the few fighters in Congress, we need her to reverse her previous stances. But look, unless we can mount enough pressure on Ruben Gallego between now and next week's vote, what Ryan Cooper and David Dayen just laid out is fucking terrifying. You can do stable coins, you can do meme coins. It's all on the up and up. We're just going to feign like we're doing some regulations so we can say we did regulations, but we're actually not doing any of that. This is what we say when we say Democrats are our enemies at this point. Like, that is an enemy ass move. I don't care. I have not seen, since the re-election of Donald Trump, I have not seen the Democratic Party actually make a case for why they should be trusted again. They've not made that case. The only one making kind of that case is AOC and Bernie Sanders. Nobody else is making that case. Maybe some Jasmine Crockett. Nobody else is making the case. They have more smoke for the 25-year-old David Hogg for trying to primary people who are asleep at the wheel, trying to primary people who are not actually fighting, than they do for Chuck Schumer and Ruben Gallego, who are about to give Donald Trump and all of the cryptocurrency fascists that are pump and dumping our entire American populace. They have more smoke for fucking David Hogg than a senator. Out of here, man. This is open corruption. It is open corruption. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuation room. Do it.